Good day, everyone. Welcome to our lecture series for understanding the self. And from the previous videos that were uploaded, we are done with various views of self in terms of philosophical, sociological, psychological, and even the Western and Eastern self concept. So, right now, we'll be heading to our fresh topic, which is unpacking the self. And for this chapter, we will be talking several aspects of the self. And to introduce the first subtopic under the unpacking the self, we will talk about the physical self. We will be focusing on the beauty, body image, and the self-esteem. So these are the uh, list of things that we are about to learn in this video. Now, society shapes us in many ways, possibly more than we realize it. And this involves how we perceive our bodies visually, how we feel about our physical appearance, and how we think and talk to ourselves about our bodies. Also, our sense of how the other people view our bodies. It was said that a positive view of self involves understanding that healthy, attractive bodies come in many shapes and sizes, and that physical appearance says very little about our character or value as a person. So we have to strive to know ourselves beyond our preconceived ideas of who we are. And in this following slides, we will be discovering what the philosophers think about beauty. So, the nature of beauty is one of the most enduring and controversial themes in the Western philosophy. Traditionally, beauty was among the ultimate values along with goodness, truth, and justice. It was a primary theme during the ancient Greek, Hellenistic, and medieval philosophers. It was even central to the 18th and 19th century thought. And by the beginning of the 20th century, beauty was in decline as a subject of philosophical inquiry. However, there were signs of revived interest during the early millennium. So the two most debated views about beauty are is that beauty is objective, and the second one, it is subjective. So before or by the 18th century, most Western philosophical views on beauty treated it as an objective quality. So, say for example, St. Augustine, which is very familiar for you because it was mentioned from our previous topic. St. Augustine asked whether we're beautiful because it gave delight or whether it gave delight because it was beautiful. But he believed it to be the latter. And according to Plato, connected he connected beauty as a response to love and desire. He even asserted that beauty exists in the realm of forms and that objects are found beautiful because they are the reflection of the idea of beauty and that already exists in the realm of forms. Lastly, we have Aristotle. He asserted that chief forms of beauty are based on order, symmetry, definiteness that can be demonstrated by mathematical sciences. So, beauty is defined or can be defined objectively. However, uh, in the same century, beauty was also associated with pleasure as a personal preference. So, this is a view on the subjective. Some philosophers who hold this view are David Hume. He said, beauty is no quality in things themselves. It exists merely in the mind and in the mind which contemplates them, and each mind perceives a different beauty. One person may even perceive deformity where another is sensible of beauty. So also we have Immanuel Kant. According to him, the judgment of taste is therefore not a judgment of cognition and is consequently not logical but is aesthetical, by which we understand that whose determining ground can be no other than subjective. Lastly, we have Francis Hutcheson. So the perception of beauty does depend on external sense of sight. However, the internal sense of beauty operates as an internal or reflex sense. The same case is the same case with hearing. Hearing music does not necessarily give the perception of harmony, as it is distinct from the hearing. So that's how philosophers or what they thought about the beauty. It can be objective sense or it can be in a subjective sense. So how about the psychologist's view about beauty? Now, research found that a person who is perceived as attractive makes more money than a person of below average looks. Say, for example, in politics, the voters who are not actively voters who are not actively engaged in social and political issues choose candidates based on the looks. Actually, 90% though of the time. And this study result can be attributed to cognitive bias called the halo effect. So later on, we will be defining what is a halo effect. So let's first understand what is a cognitive bias. This is an error in reasoning, evaluating, remembering, or any other mental process that is often a result of holding on to one's preference and beliefs regardless of information. However, the halo effect is also known as physical attractiveness stereotype, and the what is beautiful is good principle. So that refers to the tendency of people to rate attractive individuals more favorably because of their personal traits or characteristics as compared to those who are less attractive. So this is a stereotype wherein we have these prejudices na we are more trusting or we are more attracted to people who are having pleasing personality compared to other people who are not that well presented. Now, examples. So these are some of the pictures that I have prepared for this lesson. So a Latina and a Filipina beauty, no? Muna itong mga standards of beautiful. So usually we are so much concerned about our face shape, our jawlines, the hair, um, the skin tone, no, just like in this picture. And with the presence of a modern society, the modernization, so we are also admiring many Korean people or celebrities, such as this heartthrobs. So we want a man na ingani sad no ang iya ang barog laong. So our ideal guys. So another is this. Even if you see, we are also attracted to Black Americans. You know, we find them beautiful. So in many ways, such as Beyonce, and Rihanna. Okay. And dili lang po about sa color. So we are even now embracing today the body shape, no, such as sa uh, feature ni kaila ba mo ani si Kuan, si Kelly Clarkson, no? So miss kaniana ang iyang ano um iya ang body shape right now compared sa iyang pagdaog niya sa American Idol. Still, she looks beautiful, di ba? And many people are still admiring and even are empowered because gadepende jud daw ang fashion lao. So madala carry man pod niya ang iya ang uh, mga OOTD. So now let's have the let's focus on the cultural traditions shaping our body image. So we know that culture has a significant impact on how a person feels about himself or herself, as well as his or her body image. So it can be either positive or a negative influence on body image and on self-esteem. Body image is generally defined as how one thinks and feels towards one body. People see cultural group membership as an integral part of who they are. Hence, they are more likely to engage in events and behaviors that are related sa ilang culture, such as choosing friends, the media, and even marital partners from their culture. So when culture is experienced as a personally meaningful activity, it's very difficult for a person to resist the conscious and unconscious ways that this culture influences a person's life. So say for example, the ideal standards of body sizes are culturally specific. So since the 1960s, the ideal body sizes for white American women have emphasized thinness. So as is seen there in the picture, may anaan ilang mga body sizes, no? So like that, okay? And here, in terms of fashion, trends, so here in the Philippines, it is also undoubtedly influenced by Western culture, particularly the American culture, wherein a culture that generally tends to hyper focus on dieting and body appearance. So if you have noticed, we have celebrities or Filipino celebrities who are making vlogs or content on their social media accounts about their diets, about their exercises, to influence their supporters or their fans. So these are probably because we are influenced by the Western culture. And also, the digitally retouched photos are the norm. No, the photoshops are present today, and this mentality can negatively influence a person's body image. So you see there the before, and because we want to look sexy, so we want to be photoshopped. We prefer to be photoshopped because we want to hide our real body and display our ideal body online. And there's also the filters available in our Instagrams, apps, no? So like in this picture, so if you see, if there's no filter, very plain, no? Um, but if there's already the filter, you see, na automatic na eyelashes, na automatic na mga eyebrows, lipstick, and it seems like we are very comfortable and confident enough to see our faces online if especially if we gain likes or overwhelming comments, no, from our friends or even sa mga strangers lang, no? But then, a study reported that the young Filipino women were dissatisfied with their bodies that possibly stemmed from unreasonable weight concerns and extreme drive for thinness. So there are a lot, even if there are filters, you know what? Using filters is also an indication that you are not contented of your face, your physical face, no? So because you want to mask it, no, and you want to appear beautiful, no, wala tay pimples, wala tay mga wrinkles, di maklaro ato mga uban, no? So those mga ganong pretensions. So isa pud gihapon na sa mga concern because that's the real us, no? As we display in our social platforms. Now, although this is not about being KJ, no, na kuan, so meaning dili na ta maggamit ng mga filters or di na ta magpa-Photoshop naong di na to dili kita presentable. No, there's an issue because we need to understand that the body image that we have affects our self-esteem. It has an impact, no? So here's a meme. So laong padre, this is my face when they tell me I am beautiful. So in person, no? Because you know na medyo na kay mga flaws. Pero syempre, no, pag makita ka in person, ang ganito mga no? Reality versus expectation. So mag-meet pa mo sa imo ang ka-eyeball, so ma-shock jud siya, especially if wala jud nimo gipakita kung unsa ang real you kay puno og filters ang imong picture og mga apps na i-enhance ang ato ang mga lawas, no? And yeah, there's another picture or nag-mirror in the wall ini si Rene Recastas, a comedian. Yeah. So the term self-esteem was coined by William James during the 1800s. And William James presented that self-esteem as the number of successes a person achieves in the domains of life and are important to him or her, divided by the number of failures occurring on those areas. And in the 1960s, behavioral scientists defined self-esteem in terms of an attitude concerning one's worth as a person. So it is about how you value yourself and how you feel others value you. Self-esteem is important because it can affect your mental health as well as you behave. And body image is how you view your physical body, whether you feel you are attractive and how you feel some other people like your looks. For many people, especially teenagers, body image is closely linked to self-esteem. And nag-agi ka dyan tanan, no? If you have a positive body image, this is the thing. Okay, listen. So if you have a positive body image, you probably like and accept yourself and accept yourself the way you are. And even if you do not fit the popular notion of beautiful or handsome. So you are accepting yourself as you are. So that's a positive body image. And this develops you as a person to become more friendly. So if you have a positive body image, despite of not fitting to the standards of being beautiful or handsome for those people around you, yet this develops you as a person to become more friendly, more independent from your parents, and you also challenge yourself physically or mentally. So in conclusion, how important is our physical beauty? In this saying, do not judge the book by its cover. What came into your mind? You may have heard many people say this. You may have said this for yourself. However, though it is wise thought from the conscious mind, your subconscious mind will always contradict you, and you will still find yourself judging people based on their looks, on your initial encounters. So, therefore, physical beauty is extremely important. You must also understand that you need to know the correct definition of physical beauty so that your self-esteem will not suffer. The dictionary's definition of beauty is the degree to which a person's physical traits are considered pleasing or beautiful. Now, take note that the definition did not indicate who, okay, determines what type of physical traits is attractive and unattractive. Why do you think na dili siya nakabutang din sa definition, no, na who? Because even though physical beauty is extremely important, the good news is that standards differ from one person to another. And that a self-image problem happens only when your looks do not match your standards. So, for example, if you believe that being thin or being fit is sexy and attractive, yet you are thin, so in fact, you are on the heavier side, then you might believe you are unattractive. Even though, you might believe that hindi dili ka attractive or unattractive, even though there are others who find you attractive. The problem here is with your own beauty standards and not with your looks. Again, let me clarify. The problem here is with your own beauty standards, not with your looks. So to have a positive self-image and um a higher self-esteem, you must fix your false beliefs about the physical attractiveness. So you really need to see, really need to value yourself, be blessed, be thankful, be contented, and also do some efforts to empower yourself, be confident. So that's to produce a positive self-image and also in result a higher self-esteem. So that's it for the topic, the physical self, beauty, body image, and self-esteem. This is the first subtopic under the unpacking the self. Thank you for listening.